What's going on, y'all? It's Jason Reviews here, back at it again with another video. This time, bring you guys a battler spotlight for Shotgun Suge. Little series I like to do when a battler just had a great performance or overall has had a good year, had some talking points around his name. Video like this lets me review one of their performances and give a little more on how I feel about their year as a whole, what they've been doing good across multiple battles and whatnot. And obviously, we're going to be reviewing Shotgun Suge versus Stumbles for the review portion, a battle that on this channel I had predicted him to lose. And on top of that, I thought it wasn't going to be really a good battle either way. Thought they were both might be stressed for prep. And boy, I was mistaken. Definitely wrong on that one. Happily wrong. They had a great battle. One of my more favorite battles of the year. Not a battle of the year contender, anything like that, but just for me personally, a battle that I've already rewatched 2 to 3 times, really enjoy. So first, we're going to do this review portion of the actual battle and then talk about Suge's 2022 a little bit more in depth after matches I want to see, what he's been doing good, etc., etc. So without further ado, let's get into the review portion of the video. So just to start out, first round on Stumbles, told the Fiend to aim high. He shot a motherfucker off angel dust, so right into the trap bag. You know, we're talking drug talk. We're giving people imagery of the trenches in this battle on both sides. And I think both of them, this matchup ended up being so much more better than I thought, because both of them came with a real talk approach, and it made for an amazing just mashup of the styles, real gritty battle. And on top of the environment, thought they had a good crowd there. Everything from the down to the wire event, even Truffaut versus Mac Mel. I thought the crowd was good for every battle I've seen from there. So, as well as Moon versus Head Ice, like that battle. But he, after the Angel Dust bar, he definitely has a bit of a slow start. I think the thing with Stumbles is maybe some more aggression off bat. I know that he's comedic, and him ad-libbing and doing the tough guy and stuff like that in between adds to his round, but sprinkle it in there. But when you start out this slow, I just think the first half of his round, it could have gotten right into the good shit. It made for a better round, but it was still a solid round. Slow start, like I said, though, and he takes shots at Sue Surf, kind of being Suge's boss. We all know the issues that Stumbles has with Surf right now. Very public, very nasty at that, and tries to apply that a little bit here. But finally, he hits his stride with, after you're done, pipe your baby mama and take care of your daughter. What that mean? Raise her in your fucking face. He had said $152, so raise her. I like that. Had this condom scheme and then says, aim a magnum at Jimmy Hat, condom, magnum, pretty dope. We run into your crib, then I'm in your house looking for a lick, like I'm trying to see if you're dog friendly. I like that. You've been stumbling your whole career. You've been living my life, not yours. Probably his best bar, the first, the my life, not yours flip in that direction. I just really enjoyed that. So he definitely picks up heat as the round ends. And as long as we can have a shootout for this belt, hold up the Midnight Madness belt, as long as the ladder match, pretty good ladder match bar. I know Rock had a ladder match bar earlier in the year, but definitely wasn't the same as this. The ladder match. I enjoyed it. And then mutual respect, there will be an exchange in Jersey. So, good round from Stumble, solid, but Shotgun Suge comes back and just blows me away. I did not expect this type of performance. A lot of good flowing aggression off rip. Like I said, with Stumbles, you got to come out the aggression. Yeah, it's my life, not yours, till I take it from you. Haymaker. Boom, off rip, sets the tone. Big landing, aggressive haymaker, and from there, he just runs away with it. The only way to bullet in his head, the only way to bring Stumbles back is taking it from the top. 2 of them off rip. I'll mask up and fly by like Peter Parker. All this with that, we know how Suge raps, that gritty, just barking on you flows. So, that's how I'm tripping over your Stumbles. I don't even drink. That's how you know Stumbles got me fucked up. So his pacing is great. His rapping is pure. This is really, to me, when you look at the first round, this is elite Shotgun Suge. This is the type of round you want to see when we talk about the great Suges. My first stash was a quarter rice from the chink spot. Fire, the imagery. He's really putting you in there. What you know about the trap? Had to open up the oven to heat the house. Fire, 1 trap, 1 stove, and peanut butter for the mice. So as you see, this is Suge talking. When he's in this bag, gritty. When the rapping is there and he's talking real life, he's talking about his experiences and talking that trap shit, talking that street shit. You really see a guy that can really give anyone problems. I know that a lot of things, Suge's inconsistency, losses to guys that are worse, losses to top tiers. We know that Suge builds up a lot of losses, but when he's able to put it all together at this form, he's just a hard guy to beat at any level. My man stumbled and he ain't seen his daughter till she was pregnant with twins. fire. I had Suge 1-0, comfy edge, pretty much clear in the first round. Great round from Stumbles, elite round from Suge. And I had Suge 1-0 going into the second round. And then we get into the second round, and I will say, even though I have more praise than I do, slander to put on Stumble's performance, I liked his performance too. I will say his second, to me, for the most part, was a dry round. He starts off with a COD zombie scheme. My first thing my mans did is went and got the shotgun like we was playing zombies. You buy the shotgun off the wall for the 500 points. That was fire. I like that. And then from there, he had a couple other layers to it. The zombies, the COD zombie scheme, Call of Duty zombie scheme. And it was pretty fire. I forgot to write down the other little pieces of it. But dope scheme overall. But from there, there was a lot of dry spots to me. I think that he had some decent lines here and there. But overall, just hit or miss for the round. A lot of just okay bars, a lot of okay jabbing. But the pace wasn't there. And it just, to me, this is the round that I expected the battle to be more of like this. Thankfully, I can say this is the only round that I left, and I was like, I wasn't really a fan of that round. So Stumble second, not much to say, just wasn't a fan, and it really opened up the door for Suge, who had another great round. He had a "you say sorry to people" going down all the time. He said sorry. Apparently, he said sorry to DG the Piranha behind the scenes. Only person I say sorry to is Allah when I pray for forgiveness. So, swoops it all back around for that. That was hard. I like that. Then we spray your blood on the wall and then stare at it like we admire that. So performed it a little bit too. That was fire. So Suge's just picking up where he left off, especially with the pace. The pace is key here for Suge. We've talked about him, kind of being out of breath in other performances, not fully, having his material clean. This was definitely a full 100% focused Suge. You ain't linked to the current wave. You ain't tied in. Talking about surf not being linked in. I like that. The current wave and tide, like the tides in the ocean. You talk about Tay all day. You love Rock more than Blueface, the Christina Rock. We know most toxic couple, you know what I'm saying? I see that all over Twitter all the time, that foolishness. So that was fire too. And they love the way I rap because I really take you there like eating mushrooms. So once again, real talk, gritty, really hits you right here. You can just tell Suge was rapping with a lot of passion in this one, really rapped like it counted. So I, once again, even though Stumble's first was good, like I said, did not like the second, and you're getting two of really the better Suge rounds I can remember in quite some time. So I had Suge 2-0 clear going into the third round. And that brings us back to the third, where Stumbles gets right back at it, definitely elevates right here into possibly his best round of the battle, in my opinion. And he's right off with the real talk off rip, too, which is something I've noticed. I was critical. I called Stumbles a local talent multiple times, down on stuff, especially the Sick battle. People are like, oh, he almost beat Sick. He lost 3-0. And the ridiculousness, a lot more drama on his name than battling, but I will say that I liked his Snake performance. Obviously, that was a 3-0 body, but that could have just been a one-time thing in a meme, something crazy. But with the Suge performance like this is all before I get into his third, I really thought he was competitive in this battle. While I don't think it's that debatable, I thought he was dope, and I'm not mad at Stumbles, getting some more elevated looks recently. And yeah, he gets in the real talk here. Then he's got an angle, kind of a tired angle about the relationship with Suge to Surf and Arch. We know how that is. Talk about Detroit, talked about the bail. Didn't really reinvent it, but from there, the shooter and the driver, what I gotta kill? One person? I like that. That was a haymaker, and it picks up from there. Clip shotgun, your head, they sawed off. The sawed-off shotgun, I thought that was fire. We'll be in your house with more magazines than a ransom letter. Cut it out? I like that. That might have been the best thing that Stumble said this whole battle. Ran in your house with more magazines than a ransom letter. Cut it out. Cutting out the letters. I just like that a lot. To the hospital, you'll go from waiting for your daughter's graduation, going to your daughter's graduation speech, to you being in the hospital in the ICU and she's waiting for you to speak. Stumbles had really picked up at the end of his third and had a great round, and Suge comes right back. I'm in the trap every day. My toothpaste even say Arm& Hammer. So these guys just had, if you like that street talk, you like that real talk bag, I'm telling you, man, this is definitely a battle worth watching. In my opinion, one of the more entertaining battles of the year. I'm a fan of that real talk, that street shit, especially when you pit two guys up against each other, which is I'm a little disappointed. I heard Kid Slade and Stumbles, is supposed to go down. I think that would have been another one of these types of matchups. There's a lot of stuff that goes into that I'm not going to talk about. This is ridiculousness, but this was definitely a great example of that street versus street matchup, especially in like I said, the room, the setting, the feel really made for a dope battle. I'll put your man's wheelchair in the air like Toothpick coming. The Menace to Society bar, that was fire. iCarly, Drake and Josh with them nickels loading. So not Nickelodeon. It didn't really like match up like that wordplay wise, but I like the concept Suge was going for here, and here he already caught momentum with the rapping. So I really no issue with it. This summer alone, I made 50K off of one fiend. So definitely has the trap talk through all three. I think Suge's third is the weakest of all three rounds. Still a solid round, really complete Suge performance. But I thought Stumble's third was really, really good. While it's close, I did edge Stumble's the third round, which had me giving this battle to Shotgun Suge 2-1 clear. You could debate the third for Suge, so possibly the Gentleman's 30. But I thought it was a good Stumbles. Outside of the dip of quality in a second, I really like the direction he's going in. More of this. I see him stretching his pen a little bit every battle, getting a little bit better with the references, the wordplay. But the ICU, waiting on you to speak bar, ransom letter, stuff like that. Great to see his improvement, but Suge was elite here. Good battle from Stumbles, great battle for Suge, which is why I had Suge coming away with the W. And with that being said, we covered Stumbles versus Suge, and to me, this is one of maybe my favorite Suge performances ever off the first few watches. I just think that even though he's had better battles in terms of level of opponent, maybe the card and it mattering, I thought he gave you really the real talk part that people love of his style at 100%. And one big thing is I didn't think he just leaned into performance, and I think one critique about Suge at different parts of his career, a lot, and especially people who are overly critical or very critical of Suge, don't want to say overly, everyone's got their opinion, even though there is some people that are overly critical, but he leans on performance sometimes where his only reactions are the pocket tap or the bump or the dunk. He didn't do a dunk, he didn't do a pocket tap here, he just rapped really, really, really well, and he said really good shit, and that's something you got to respect for someone that's definitely had a gimmicky kind of critique, like, oh, he's just bumping people, he's not really rapping, it's just for this one ridiculous part of battle rap. But he rapped here. He real talk, even a little bit of angle punching with the current wave tied in. I just thought it was dope. I thought it was an elite Suge, and I think this year has been a great bounce back year for him overall. I think you look at when he started out, the one rounder versus Ryder was not good, and you were seeing more of the same Suge with the choking, wasn't really all that. And then and that was coming after the Real Name Brandon battle at the very bottom of 2021. So we saw him battle Real Name Brandon, who we're kind of seeing a lot of people could be Real Name Brandon. It is what it is. And while Suge was good, a Real Name Brandon battle wasn't moving me that much. And then he went and choked in the one rounder versus Ryder. And I'm like, there he goes. I know it's 5 days prep, but, Suge choking. But from there, he's the Swamp battle. He lost in a judge vote, but that is a debatable battle. Probably one of the closer battles Swamp had outside of the JC battle in the UM5 tourney. So that was definitely a better look, but not great to see him lose that battle either. It was close. He did what he could. And from there, he had these two battles in 7 days with Drugs and Stumbles, which I hadn't predicted both to lose. I've definitely been down on the Suge stock. And he cleared Drugs. Not the greatest battle. I thought he was dope in it. I thought Drugs was I hated that little cartoonish voice that Drugs. For someone that's bigged up Drugs a lot this year, I think he really just made a lot of mistakes performance-wise versus Shotgun Suge. And Suge took advantage and definitely knocked off a guy who at one point, I had top 10, top 7 for Champion of the Year. So that was definitely a good win. But I thought the NOLA battles overall were just decent. And then you got the Stumbles battle, which is great. This is fantastic. I have nothing to do but praise Suge for this. He's definitely just changed my mind on him this year. And I think that's him putting more effort in. He took accountability. I believe there's the Let's Talk Battle Rap quote. Him talked about taking accountability, not remembering his bars, not having the best breath control and energy. And here he puts on one of my favorite performances from him. And that is why him making SM, which I have talked about, the chess matchup, it definitely seems forced, but I don't mind Suge being on the card, which is why the battle doesn't completely disgust me. Like I said, rematch from a battle a couple years ago, definitely thrown together, but if Suge is able to bring talk like this, at the end of the day, we love good battle rap. So I could say I don't like the matchup, but if he goes and makes this make sense on the big stage, a place where Suge is known to be better, known to be at his best, I could definitely see myself. I got Suge at around the 15 to 20 spot for Champion of the Year right now. I haven't released, I do my Champion of the Year top 10 tracker on Twitter if you guys want to check it out. My Twitter's in the description. But I haven't released or talked about my 11 through 20 to a lot of people yet. But I definitely have Suge having his name in that 15 to 20 region somewhere in there. So with the win on chess or a great debatable high quality battle, we could see Suge bumping up into maybe his first ever top 10 Champion of the Year placement. Even if it's somewhere just near the bottom, I think something with chess, would add great to a great battle with Stumbles, one of the better up-and-comers, a great win on Drugs, and even with that little turbulence early in the year, I just think this recent revival of his career has been dope, and I really can't wait to see what Suge does in Summer Madness 12. And with that being said, guys, that is the end of this Suge Battler Spotlight right here. I usually do a book him at the end. I just decided to talk more about his year, being that there's just not that many matchups left for Suge. For any reference, I do think Suge versus Verb, maybe on an undercard of a volume or another card, would be decent. You know, I wouldn't be mad at it. I think there's way better matchups for Verb. But if that's what Suge wants and he does great against Chess, you know, let that man get one more god tierish plate, you know, veteran name to put on his resume, because you love to see someone that's been in the game this long, you know, doubling back. So I'm not a fan of Verb versus Suge, but if he does great versus Chess and he still wants that battle, you know, let that man get the battle that he asked for. And also Fonz. I think Fonz has been cooking lately. He's got a great challenge with Danny coming up, and depending on both those results, maybe the battle will or won't make sense, but would not be mad at Shotgun Suge versus Fonz either. But that is, you know, wanted to give Suge his flowers, talk about his year, talk about his great performance. Also, a little bit of flowers to Stumbles. I know it's been a little weird, a lot of drama around his name as per usual. You know, hope all ends up being good by him. He just keeps getting booked. He does have talent. No need to throw your life away over a little gap in the road. It's a rough business, but you have the tools to make it. So, you know, hope everything goes good with him, and I can't wait to see what Suge does versus Chess. Not exactly excited for the battle as a whole, but if Suge makes it make sense, as long as Chess, and if Chess is able to come back, you know, make that a good competitive battle, I think it could shock a lot of people. But it's been J Smo Reviews again, y'all. You know, like, comment, subscribe, you know, get interactive with me. Like I said, Twitter in the description, and I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace.